Advertise where everyone's listening. Advertise on Q95 today. Get more bang for your buck. Talk shows, news, sports, music shows, entertainment events, weekend shows, Newsweek reviews, early morning shows, evening and daytime shows, hot tips on health, nutrition, security, traffic, weather, environment, and more. Place your display banners on the Q95 website, www.q95da.com, with live links to your own website. Advertise on Q95, your one-stop shop for audio and video streaming, breaking news, sports, and entertainment. Advertise on Q95. Get value for your money. Call 767-448-5822 today. The Big Station. The Q family is growing every day. We are targeting 1 million listeners, and we are getting there. We reached the maximum of 5,000 friends allowed on Facebook long ago. But you can like Q95 right now on Facebook and on the Facebook pages of each of our dynamic live-to-air shows and programs, and get instant notifications and feeds from our constant breaking news, dynamic interviews, and our informative, educational, and entertaining programs and shows. It's so easy. Log on to Q95FMradio.com every day. Click on the Facebook icon on our homepage and like us. Link up with us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google Chat, and LinkedIn, and listen to our podcasts. Which of the Q95 Facebook subpages of your favorite shows and programs will be the first to reach 100,000 likes? Your guess will be as good as mine, but you can help make it happen. Log on to Q95FMradio.com today and every day. Let's get the Q family to reach 100,000 likes on Facebook. Let's make it happen. Call our sales office at 767-448-5822. Tune in to Q95 and Q95FMradio.com or TuneInRadio.com Q95 and listen. Call our live on-air shows at 767-449-3095, 3096, and 3097. If you are overseas, call 305-439-9624. Stay on top of what's hot and happening as it happens, when it happens. Only on the Big Station. Only on Q95.
Right on cue. Right on cue. Right on cue. Right on cue.
Hello, good afternoon to you, Dominica. It's at that time in the afternoon when we say good afternoon and welcome to the Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Good afternoon to you. The pleasure is mine in the afternoon. Welcome to the Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. And this afternoon, we'll spend a little time on the confirmation or reconfirmation process. We heard yesterday evening, got a news conference from the Electoral Commission at the Electoral Office. We heard from Mr. Duncan Stowe, and we heard from also the Chief Election Officer, Anthea Joseph, speaking to the confirmation or reconfirmation process. Also heard from Mr. Hilary Shillenford, Commissioner Hilary Shillenford. Maybe this afternoon we'll hear from Mr. Wayne. Miss Hillary said this morning there's some criminality taking place in that process you may want to know about. But before we do, let's take a break for word from our valuable sponsors, and we'll come right back. Stick around, Dominica. Stick around.
We are in the hurricane season. Stock up on food which has a long shelf life. Sterilized baths, all containers, and cooking utensils to store water. If in doubt, Drink boiled or treated water only. Keep flashlights, candles, and storm lanterns handy, along with batteries and matches. Store all garden implements and furniture inside if possible. A message from Q95 FM Radio.
Top Edge Leadership Solutions presents Manhood Volume 2 under the theme Winning Through Relationships. Come to the DAPD Auditorium, Canal Lane, Goodwill, Dominica. This Saturday, October 11th, come learn effective techniques of crucial conversations and conflict resolution. To register, call Matt at 295-767-225-6417. Hosted by Dr. Kevin Laurent and Associates.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yes, we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
When you come in the jam, you should have a baby in your hand. When you come in the van, you should have a baby in your hand. What we drinking? DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. DBB style. DBB nice. BB Spice Rum. It's more than just a rum.
BB Spice Rum, distributed by Belfast Estate. Drink responsibly.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you again, and welcome. Welcome to the Talk on the Block. Before I start off the discussion this afternoon there, I was forwarded a message. Somebody advised me, to play a message for those of you who want to remain ignorant or prefer to remain ignorant and don't want to educate yourself. I think that message was more for Americans. That person insists that it can apply also to Dominicans. So let's play that message before we move on. Let's listen and listen well.
I'm going to say something uncomfortable, and I don't care if it offends you because it's the truth. There is a massive chunk of this country that is functionally stupid. not just uneducated, not misinformed. I'm talking about people who lack the ability to process facts, apply logic, or think critically. I've stopped trying to win MAGA over. So if you're MAGA and you want to pick a fight with me, don't waste your time, because I won't waste mine. These aren't people you can debate. They don't respond to reason. They don't change because you gave them the data. They respond to emotion, to fear, to blame. And while liberals are writing think pieces and hosting panel talks, Trump and people like him are giving stupid people simple villains and easy answers. It's the immigrants, it's the gays, it's the black people. And that's all it takes. These people vote. They show up and they are dragging this country backward. Call it elitist if you want, but stupidity is a national security threat. Because when people can't process reality, they become tools for whoever feeds them the right lie. This isn't about winning hearts and minds anymore. It's about protecting truth, protecting democracy. And if we keep pretending they're just misinformed, we'll keep losing the people who.
Some people don't like to listen to the truth, right? It's only true when you hate on Q. It's 109. Dominica, good afternoon to you. A question was asked of the Prime Minister on September 29th at a news conference as it relates to the confirmation process or reconfirmation process. Which is scheduled to begin on October 15th. And this is what the Prime Minister said at the time. And listen well.
In respect to the confirmation, obviously, as far as the Parliament is concerned, as far as the Cabinet is concerned, we have provided the Electoral Commission with all of the resources, both legislative and financial, to effect the confirmation exercise. Obviously, the effecting of the confirmation is a matter for the Electoral Commission, so we don't get involved in their day-to-day operations and running. We only deal with them when they require resources from us, or they may deal to the General to advise them on particular legislation or interpretation of legislation, etc. So as far as the government is concerned, and as far as the Parliament is concerned, the Electoral Commission would have no reason not to be ready by October 15th. And I will go further to say that I don't think that the Electoral Commission has the ability or the opportunity to wiggle itself out of that October 15th deadline, because the Parliament would have been very specific with the additional time given to it on its request to commence the confirmation exercise on October 15th. Okay, so I think they will make an announcement very soon, and I'm hoping that they'll make an announcement very soon. But I'm not aware of any reason why they should not be ready on October 15th. Or at least I have not been informed, but I'm not aware of any. But I think that question will be better posed to them rather than me. Otherwise, I will only be speculating as to what's going on in the Electoral Commission. Okay. In respect to roads enhancement, as you know, there were delays. One with the setting up of the project implementation unit. All of the staff of the project implementation unit would have had to be approved, or rather, there no objection given by the Saudi fund. So there was a prolonged delay in arriving at a conclusion on the staffing.
All right, we'll move on there. We're talking about Saudi fund now. We missed that cue there. But again, Dominica, just to emphasize, while the Prime Minister said it would be October 15th, and he said the question should be posed to the Electoral Commission and the Chief Election Officer. Last evening, I suspect that question was posed. So let's move on. We heard Mr. Duncan Stowe on that. Duncan Stowe.
Electoral reform and modernization have been central to national dialogue in Dominica. It has been a process marked by reflection, consultation, and commitment, all driven by a shared goal to strengthen our democracy and ensure that every vote truly counts. Our mission has been clear: to modernize the electoral process, making it transparent, inclusive, efficient, and credible. We have sought to enhance transparency, build trust, embrace responsible use of technology, and ensure the system works fairly for every Dominican. The electoral reform legislation was passed earlier this year by the Dominican Parliament. Since the law's passage, the Electoral Commission has been working diligently to operationalize the reforms, training personnel, strengthening systems, and preparing for full implementation. It has not been without challenges, but progress has been steady and determined. Today, we announce that we are ready to begin the confirmation process from October 15th, 2025.
So October 15th it is confirmation process. Also heard from the Chief Election Officer last evening, Anthea Joseph.
Confirmation will be undertaken in every confirmation center in every constituency in Dominica. Some constituencies will have more than one confirmation center. Confirmation will not take place overseas, only in Dominica. Who will be the electoral office staff at the confirmation center? Enrollment officers appointed by the Chief Registered Officer and supervised by her will staff the confirmation centers in every constituency. Enrollment officers must take an oath before undertaking their duties. Who can apply for confirmation? Only a person whose name is on the list of May 2025 can apply to be confirmed. So therefore, if your name is not on the voters list of May 2025, then you are not entitled to be confirmed. Where can a person apply to be confirmed? A person can only apply at a confirmation center in the constituency which he is registered to vote as of May 2025. Must a person applying to confirm bring anyone with him? Certainly, yes. An applicant must bring a person registered to vote in the same polling district as a witness. Where the applicant only has a copy of the required document, then a certified copy must be submitted, certified by a justice of peace, a commissioner for oath. What happens when a person presents himself for confirmation? Check to see if his name is on the voters list for the constituency as of May 2025. If his name was not on the list, he cannot proceed. Second step, ensure that he has with him an elector registered in the same polling district as the applicant to be his witness. If not, he must be required to get one. Third step, check to ensure he has all required documents. If any is missing, he should be told to get them. Fourth step, if the applicant satisfies all the steps, he must complete and sign the application for confirmation, which is Form 31, in the presence of the enrollment officer and a voter registered in the same polling district as the applicant. Where possible, the applicant must fill in the form himself. However, the enrollment officer can assist the applicant to fill the form to ensure that it is done correctly or in a case where the applicant cannot write or have difficulty writing, then the enrollment officer can assist in that case.
Already 118. But after we heard the statements from the Chief Election Officer and Commissioner Chairman Mr. Duncan Stowe, Mr. Hilary Schillenford, Commissioner, said, and is concerned that there may be some criminalities taking place. And Dominicans should be very concerned about what's taking place. We heard this from Mr. Hilary Schillenford, Commissioner Hilary Schillenford.
By my radio, and I heard you talk about the commissioners are silent. It is really not fair to say that I've been speaking. And we hear a lot of people saying you're not speaking. When you speak, nobody acting, nobody moving, nobody. I'm going to speak this morning, and let me see what is going to happen. Yeah, man.
I'm listening, sir. I'm listening, Mr. Hillary. I'm listening.
But there's a lot of criminality taking place in our election process in Dominica. Okay? And I'm saying it again today. I don't know if some people don't listen, or when they listen, they never act. And I have to keep talking, or people have to keep talking. But let's take one. But we have been having a barrage of meetings. Matt, I attended a meeting on Monday, right, Matt, at the commission. Matt, I have no knowledge of a press conference for today. Yesterday was Tuesday?
Yesterday evening, yes.
Yesterday was Tuesday, right?
Yes, it was.
Say that again?
Yes, I said yes, it was. Tuesday,
right.
Tuesday, yes.
There was I had no knowledge of a press conference, and I was in a meeting on Monday. I know we spoke about a press conference for next week, and it will be organized and dealt with. But there's a sudden rush. But how does a president, a chairman, and a CEO go to the public, and the next architect in chief, the senior counsel, never comes on the press conference? How do you have a meeting on Monday and you're rolling for a press conference next day without your commissioners knowing? When in fact it was discussed for the next week. When I was told so, I said, no, Mr. James, we were supposed to have it next week Tuesday. He said, no, it was next week Monday. And we had a little back and forth. I called Duncan. I said, Duncan, what kind of rubbish is that? How can you do that? You don't have conscience. You know, Matt, what can I do? I make them know what I feel and how I feel. That level of dishonesty. You know me, I don't mix my words, Matt. I don't mix my words. I can't even say it on radio what I would say. But so you know the kind of person I am. I said that's absolute dishonesty and cookery. I said, what kind of commission we operate in? That is one, man. At number two, I didn't hear the press conference, man. I just piggyback and I got something from Julian Johnson. I got forward. And I listened to some of it. As I got turned off, man, there was an ID in the public, man. I was told, I understand that they had an ID showing to the people, the ID card.
I haven't seen it myself.
It was at the press conference. So I said, Duncan Stowe, Mr. Chairman, where did you get the ID you show the people of Dominica? He said, what is the same ID? I said, Duncan Stowe, you know that ID is a disaster. All of us, everybody voted against it. Everybody said it was not good. It was not a standard. But you heard me well.
Very well.
And I hope Dominicans hear him so they don't come back and say we're not talking. Duncan said, well, it's true. All of us vote against it. Everybody vote against it. But when they go back to the lady, she said they couldn't get a better. They couldn't give anything better.
Really?
I say, are we going to accept it? Something we don't want? But again, what can I do? I did express myself at that point. which I don't want to have on the radio. Matt, and it's true. On those, it's on the press conference. Supported by the parliament, the cabinet, and everybody, and the commission. And the commission is the president one. Okay?
Yeah.
Matt, can you imagine the most famous word of that electoral commission was disenfranchised?
Really?
You remember what, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Oh, yeah, disenfranchised Dominicans. Oh, they cannot disenfranchise them. They're fighting. They are the most commonly used words. Matt, today, there's a crime taking place against Dominicans. Matt, there was a position adopted by Parliament and the Commission that people without an ID, my voice is bad, Matt, people without an ID would get their birth certificate, get a recent photo, go to a justice of peace, have it signed, have it verified, certain affidavit, and you come to register with witnesses, Matt. You hear me, Matt?
I'm hearing you, yes?
Remember, in the constituency, everybody know everybody. It's not like you live in your constituency and go to another constituency and you have a witness. If anything is not done properly, you can go to court. And you can be in prison for swearing to false affidavit. Okay, Matt. When we had a meeting discussing that, the commission has a advertisement on your radio stating that people can come with their ID, with their picture, photo, and their birth certificate, go to a justice of peace, as it was still being advertised. Alec Lawrence, Lennox Lawrence, Duncan Store, supported by the government, decided they're going to as an SRO. Because they give all their people ID. But they won't get ID for their people. And they have a largesse of money that they can give all their people ID. So they decide nobody can register with a birth certificate and a picture ID signed and swept in front of a justice of peace. The same night is being advertised. They pass in an SRO at the commission to shut out the people of Dominica, man. Even the next day, it was being advertised, man. Are you following my point?
I'm following your trend of thought, yes. Mm-hmm.
Because we are now saying why we give all people ID to hell with those others. We're going to stop. If they don't have ID, they cannot register. So much, you know what problem we have in Dominica?
Mm-hmm.
The people who stayed here for 50 years, 60 years, paying their taxes, working hard, voting elections after elections. They are shutting them off. They are disenfranchising them. And those that run to America for greener pasture, they stayed out for 30 years, consecutively. They can just pass and get registered. Confirmed, sorry. And they have their passport, get confirmed. They don't have to have a Dominican passport. They can go with their British passport, American passport, to show their ID and say my name on the list. And when they work for 40 years, they are going to be confirmed. And the people who stayed there never left because they cannot afford a driver's license or a passport. They cannot be made to confirm. So they have been confirmed from elections in Dominica. I'm saying, if other political parties, they wouldn't have been limitations of cash to go give everybody ID. But so if they want to do their work, they must get up on their backside and get social security card if need be for these people. It doesn't cost much for a social security card. You know what I'm saying, man?
Mm-hmm.
So That is the crime that's taking place. And Dominicans know it now. They knew it before. But I'm telling them again. Let's see what they're going to do. What are they going to do? Nothing. Stay here and you vote for 50 years because you cannot afford an ID. You're in trouble, man. And there are many more things happening at that commission. We've been fighting tooth and nail, man. It was not planned for me to come on your program. Today, it just happened to be passing, and I get my name. And I want you to understand, when callers make the statement, you're the one who made it. When callers make the statement as well as you must remember the 100 times Hillary Shillingford called your program, man. Okay?
Yeah, because of course we're getting a lot of text messages, Hillary. I understand where you're coming from. We're getting a lot of text messages saying, why are these commissioners so silent? But I'm very happy that you came out and at least, made the public aware just what is going on there at the commission.
Matt, but I've been doing that, Matt.
Yeah.
Haven't I been doing that?
Yes, I'm saying, but we haven't heard the voices in a long time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can't, but I'm coming back there all the time. Same thing coming back. This one was coming. And the intention was to plan a day to come in your program.
Okay.
We still,
All right.
we still will do it. And we're waiting to see certain things unfold. But I have given you enough information there, man.
Yes, but let me just ask, because somebody's asking, I want to ask on their behalf. Mr. Hillary, can you and Wayne James write to the OAS and other organizations asking them for their intervention and advice? What can you do?
That may be possible, but what OAS is going to do nothing. I'm saying it doesn't have to take myself and Wayne. Any Dominican can write. You need the information, we give it to you. But I cannot carry Dominic on my back, I've been victimized over and over, me and my family,
Mm-hmm.
You know it, man.
Of course.
Sometimes victimization, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying. Politicians asking questions, asking people if they see my firearm, if I was somewhere. Not politicians doing that rubbish. As if you all trying to set me up. They attack when they set up with. Now they're asking questions about me. You sure you didn't see firearm? I'm not in any trouble if anybody. You're asking questions about me? You know what I'm saying, that? That is how stupid these people are. When they decide to bring you down, they'll go at you. They need no fear, you know that? There's nothing I'm fearful of, man. I have been speaking on every issue. And you must remember, man, you say you're calling me, your phone cannot call me.
I cannot understand why I can't call you. I don't understand.
Your phone cannot call me. It is me that calling you back when I see you calling me. I'll get 100 missed calls from you. You tell me, look, you're trying to call me. It cannot come. Who block it, I don't know. I'm saying to you, Dominicans must be fair. There's a lot of dishonesty taking place at the commission. There's a lot. Mark, look at the one. I almost missed out that one.
Go ahead.
Mark, there's a sudden rush for the 15th of October.
I find that.
I told Mr. James, Wayne James, more than 2 months ago, a month and a half or so, exactly why it is being done. But you realize the Creole Festival is hot and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
You realize they have top artists and top bands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a nice move to attract Dominicans on their own to come back for the confirmation, or to give them tickets to come back for the confirmation. So I'm saying, we have not even finished. Our system not set up yet. Computers and servers not set up yet. They're ready to start. Telling you they'll start from the front end, we look for the back end. But there's a lot of this honesty taking place. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These people are going to flood the country. You can understand. They have 2 boats down in Portsmouth getting ready to bring people from Antigua, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Martin to come for the reconfirmation, man. I don't know. And if Dominicans not feel like they're going to stay there on the backside, blame it on somebody else. They're not fucking, they're not coming out. The same set of colors on Q95. Some of them, they're too big, they're too official to come. They're too official to come out. And I do that. They didn't take the victimization, and it's coming. Don't come on me. I live with no fear. And speak on for these issues. I'm going to ask you questions about me and fire. I'm a peaceful person in Dominica, man. An abiding citizen. If that is how they have to catch me, they'll never catch me. I'm not a coward. I can stand up to any man in Dominica. There's not one man I cannot stand up to physically. Okay? So I live in no damn fear. There's nobody that can shut me up. There's nobody that can hide me.
But basically, before you go, you want Dominicans to stand for their rights. That's your point at this point.
They don't get them backside and stand up and stop laying blame. That's what I say. Always looking for somebody to blame. Come together, make contributions, and get people to get social security cards. Don't stay there really on your mouth, criticizing people. That is what we need to do.
Okay, Mr. Hilary Shillingford. All right, that was Mr. Hilary Shillingford. Thank you very much, Mr. Hilary Shillingford. Of course, always outspoken and sticking to the point as well. On the telephone, yes, I haven't heard his voice for a while, and of course, he too is very concerned. Mr. Wayne James is on the telephone at this point in time. Very concerned about what I suspect Mr. Hillary referred to earlier as the criminality taking place at the commission. Mr. Wayne James, good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
Mateus Pelte Jr., good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
As you have indicated, it has been a while. And that while was very deliberate. I've heard several things during that period of time. But, you know, those naysayers and so on, they don't deter me because I have a commitment to the people of Dominica. The people of Dominica understand that very well. And when I speak, I want to speak to the people of Dominica with much clarity. I don't operate when I speak to the people too much on emotion. So, you know, yes, I have decided to allow the process to go through, and I figure at the right time I will address the people of Dominica. And it's a privilege for you have given me this afternoon. I've spent a little time with you talking, and as I have always been doing, is to educate the people of Dominica that they can understand very well the work that I'm doing on their behalf. Commissioner Shillingford also, you know, the work that we have always, you know, against the odds, but we have been putting country rather than self. But Matt, before I engage you further, I want to ask you a question. Have you gone through the three pieces of legislation that has been passed in relation to this electoral reform? Have you gone through them entirely?
To a certain extent, yes.
Well, you know, I have an advice for you, Matt. And the advice is, because of the importance of these pieces of legislation, and also because of the position that you hold in the country, you deal with prime time, 1 a.m, and now that we are speaking. And it would be very good that you, Mateus Pelte, get yourself up to speed with these pieces of legislation so that you can also engage the population and help to educate, because it's not just Hilary Shillingford or Wayne James that has to really educate the people of Dominica. Persons of influence like you need to put yourself in a position to help to educate the people of Dominica. So having said this, Matt, the pieces of legislation has been passed. We have the House of Assembly Elections Act, the Registration of Electors Act, and the brand new piece of act, which is the Electoral Commission Act. It's the first time we have this in Dominica. But it has been a lot of work. It's a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of conversation too, because from my vantage point, I also need persons, to share the views and the thoughts, and also to advise. I consider myself someone who listens very well. So I have engaged with a number of persons since these pieces of legislation have been passed, and involving legal persons also. And the pieces of legislation have been passed. There is sufficient in the pieces of legislation that, if administered well, the way the law requires it to be, I think that the job can be done. But what I have been seeing and the conversations that have been taking place, especially at the electoral commission, because in terms of the government side, I can't speak for them because I'm not part of discussions that the government carries out. But in terms of the commission, where I sit as a member of the electoral commission, and the conversations that is taking place, it's frightening to me. So I want to the people of Dominica, and if I did not, I want to say good afternoon to my brothers and sisters here in Dominica and those in the diaspora. I know a number of them is getting ready to be here for the festival. And I'm also understanding a number of them is preparing to get confirmed when they get here for the Creole Festival. I heard that they will also do that. So that came from the Chief Elections Officer in Dominica, which was very shocking and surprising that would be coming from the Chief Elections Officer. What I want to say to my brothers and sisters that it's coming from the diaspora. I want to caution you all. Careful. Get yourselves acquainted to the procedure in relation to being confirmed. Because I would not want to let anyone of you rely yourself on problem because you did not understand or you were not educated. So the onus is on you now to ensure that if you're going to take part in this confirmation exercise, which I understood yesterday there was a press briefing. I was aware of the press briefing yesterday.
I was about to ask you whether you were aware of that press briefing yesterday.
No, I was not aware of that press briefing. And what was so shocking about it, just a few days before that, we had a commission meeting. And I said if there was going to be a press briefing, then the committee should be brought to the attention of the commission. But, these are some of the things that carries on the Electoral Commission, and I've made it very clear that the Electoral Commission that I knew before, because, I have been there long enough now to understand how the commission operates. So I was really taken aback. But I understood that the period for confirmation was declared. So from the 15th of October, confirmation, the doors around the country, the centers around the country will be open, and we'll be dealing with enrollment officers and assistant enrollment officers to proceed with the confirmation. So I want my brothers and sisters from the diaspora to ensure that they have all the criteria for participating, and I can say to them, are qualified to participate. Go right ahead. I'd encourage everyone, all Dominicans, once you know you have met the criteria, please go ahead and get yourself confirmed. Because the reason why I'm saying this is that the confirmation period is for 12 months. The law has given us an extra 3 months so that at the end of the 12 months, if we have not completed the confirmation exercise, we can then use an additional 3 months to do that. Once that is over, persons who have not presented themselves, who are qualified and did not present themselves for confirmation, your name will be taken off the voters list. That is the law, and we must abide with the law. But Matt, one of the conversations that is taking place now, and I want to put the nation on alert right now, especially the local Dominicans, the ghetto youths, the average man and woman in Dominica. Matt, I'm certainly sure if you would carry out the survey now, and you would ask much of those persons, the categories I've spoken about, the ghetto youths, the average man and woman in Dominica, whether they have a passport or a driver's license or a social security card, the answer would be no, they do not have any of that. However, because the law envisages that you are going to have persons like that, and the importance of confirmation in an SRNO 27, the law provides, as we speak, as I'm speaking to you now, that if you do not have a driver's license or a social security card or a passport, you can get a photograph, a passport size photograph. That photograph must be signed and stamped by either a notary public or a justice of the peace. Also, an affidavit, your birth certificate, and the witness. There's conversations going on now. I'm saying to you that that is the law now as we speak. But there's conversations going on now that they want to take out this requirement. You know the effect of that, Matt? There was a favorite word that I'm sure you used to hear about it. Disenfranchising persons. And that was specifically for persons in the diaspora. That there were persons here who wanted to disenfranchise their brothers and sisters overseas. But this conversation that is taking place now is taking place to disenfranchise our brothers and sisters here. So could you imagine, Matt, for example, a gentleman who is now on the voters list, who has been participating in the electoral process for 10, 15, 20 years. Now that this confirmation has been introduced into the electoral system, the gentleman does not have a passport. He does not have a social security card. And he does not have a driver's license. But the law provided otherwise for him. If that conversation that is taking place must get root now in place of what the law is saying now, this gentleman is disenfranchised. So he has been participating in the electoral process all this time. And now there is a system that is put in place to get him out of that system. And if that is fair, if anybody with good conscience can believe and agree that this is fair play, because the conversation I'm hearing is because there are other organizations that are preparing passports for individuals. Now, if the government, I'm saying this is happening, if the government is involved in doing this, it is wrong. The reason why it's wrong, if you're doing it, there should be an amnesty of some sort. Or say, well, I'm giving a 3 month or a 4 month period where everybody, we are into this process of reforming the electoral process. All persons who have met requirements on the list, we're giving you a period to go get your passport. Because, every Dominican is entitled to a passport. It's not every Dominican is entitled to a driver's license or a social security card. But everybody is entitled to a passport. So, but if the government is engaged in selective arrangement to give individuals passports so that they can have an advantage in this confirmation that is going to start come Friday, Matt. We'll just have 5 more days to play with, before this confirmation starts. I'm saying whoever is involved in this conversation, I want them to change course, because that will not go well with the average man and woman in Dominica. So I want all those individuals who are listening to me this afternoon, and all the players who are involved in that conversation, to please rethink, because you are going to take away the rights of your brothers and sisters living right here in Dominica who has to face the music every day. So, Matt, I wanted to put the nation on watch where this is concerned. One of my other concerns, Matt, is I understood yesterday that at the press briefing, a voter ID card was showed to the media. Were you there, Matt?
No, I wasn't there, but I was informed.
Right. And I told the individual that no voter ID card could not have been shown there. The person said yes. And then the person sent me a photograph. But the voter's ID card that the commission approved and sent to the company that is doing this whole computerization for the whole electoral reform. What the commission sent to these individuals, what they have sent to us, is not what the commission approved. As a result of that, Matt, it was rejected unanimously at the commission's level. So I am left to wonder how then, what would have caused whoever it was, because like I said, I wasn't at the press briefing, whoever it was that would introduce that to the general public. I'm wondering what is the reason behind all of this? What's the reason? So I want to let the public know.
You're basically saying this is not what the commission sanctioned.
What did you say, Matt?
I said you're saying that this is not what the commission sanctioned.
No. It's not what the commission sanctioned at all. So I'm wondering the reason why that would have been presented to the media and to the general public. I guess that has gone viral now and so on. So I want the public to be aware of that. That's a fact. So that's of great concern to me. And if it is an error, I mean, any one of us could make an error, and we have to be big enough to acknowledge that we made an error. So I am concerned about that. And Matt, I would say to Dominicans to get themselves ready. All the individuals who meet the criteria, get yourself confirmed. Go through the process. Because not going through the process, as I indicated, at the end of the exercise, your name is going to get off that list. And you will have no one else to blame but yourself. So this is why at this stage, I want to take this time to reach out to all Dominicans. But as I said, what I just informed the general public of in relation to what they must present when they get to the confirmation centers, and one of the set of documents that would facilitate that, there's conversation that they want to take that away from them. And finally, Matt, I want to present to the Dominican people. I want to say this afternoon that the commission, for whatever reason, is not ready to proceed with that confirmation on the 15th. You don't think so? It's not about thinking. I'm part of the commission. I know what goes on there. I don't miss meetings, Matt.
But I just heard the Prime Minister saying there, and you can of course listen again. He said the commission has no reason why they shouldn't start the confirmation at on October 15th. Did you hear that statement?
No. I'm really and truly, Matt. I mean.
Well, the question is at this time, why the rush?
No, Matt. Listen to me. The Honorable Prime Minister, you have to understand that the Honorable Prime Minister has a role to play. And if the Honorable Prime Minister knows that, for example, what the Commission has asked the government for, that he has provided that for the Commission, then he's correct to make that statement. But I have never seen the Honorable Prime Minister at a meeting of the Electoral Commission. So don't ever lose sight, Matt, that it is the Electoral Commission. Now that we have these pieces of legislation, the implementation lies squarely with the Electoral Commission and no one else. So saying that the Prime Minister is not part of the Electoral Commission, there are things that would be going on, things that would be said, decisions that would be taken, and the Honorable Prime Minister would not know. So that is why I'm going to tell you why the Commission is not ready. And I want everybody to listen to me now. And especially those individuals on both sides of whether religious or political, who are computer savvy and understand what networking is all about. The government has given the Commission a lot of money to get this system computerized. I will put this on the record. And I do not know which company in Dominica would give a company their money to give them a computerized system, a complete computerized system. And that system is not completed. And that company would sign off on it. I do not know of any company in Dominica who would allow that. But you know what is happening at the Commission? The company, Simlex, and I have heard Commissioner Hilary Shillingford always singing a song at the Commission about Simplex. Maybe when you're through with me, you can call him and tell him to sing that song for you, because I can't sing that song. And the company Simplex has informed the Commission that there is a front end to the system and there is a back end, and they must interconnect. So the back end is like almost the heartbeat of that whole system. So anything that goes wrong up front, the back end will be able to deal with it. The company has informed the Commission that the back end of that system will not be ready until the 15th of November. I want to repeat that again. The back end of the system, the computerized system, will not be ready until the 15th of November. Yet, by majority, and then majority in the Commission, I want the people to know is 3 individuals. Once there's a vote and 3 individuals vote, that's it. That's the majority. It's considered the majority. That's how the Commission operates. The Commission has decided to proceed with the front end. And I have asked, what's the rush? What is the difference between the 15th of October and the 15th of November? I've also suggested that because we're dealing with technology, I would think that any responsible organization, what they would have done, they would have ensured that the system is complete. You have tested the system. I went further to suggest that they should use the members of the Electoral Commission and the staff of the Commission as guinea pigs to test the system. But I cannot understand why the experts would be telling you that the back end of that system will not be ready. And that is why I'm not a tech in computer, but I know there are lots of them listening this afternoon who may be wondering if I'm mad. No, I'm not mad. What I'm doing is bringing truth to power as I always do. And it's on that basis I'm saying, Matt, that the commission is not ready for the confirmation. I consider this to be reckless. And if anything goes wrong, the people of Dominica will understand and know who to blame for this. Because you cannot be won by the technical individuals. The company that is giving you this system, and whatever reason it is, as I said, I do not know. And I asked at the commission to, enlighten me. If there is an emergency or whatever, let me know. So maybe I could decide, okay, well, yes, let us take more chances on because there's an emergency. But outside of that, I've got no answer back.
You're still at a loss as to why the rush.
Matt, the staff, the enrollment officer and assistant enrollment officer. Let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you believe, Matt, that as I'm speaking to you, that all of those persons would have been trained already? Because that assignment, the doors are going to open on the 15th.
Of course.
That all of them?
Of course, we're a couple of days away. We should be trained.
Okay. Well, Matt, let me say to you and the Dominican people who are making all the sacrifices. That, Matt, there are several enrollment officers and assistant enrollment officers who have not been trained as I'm speaking to you right now. What is the rush again? Because a human being can process that much, and you need a little practice. That is why I said that I advise that let the system be completed. All of the training is done for the officers. Let them get comfortable with it. Because we have time. We have 12 months and then an additional 3 months. So I want to put this on the record this afternoon, Matt. And I'm just hoping that good sense will prevail. And I want to tell the Dominican people, it's a pleasure to be engaging again once more and to be educating. I hope that my deliberations this afternoon has brought some clarity in certain areas, and that the persons who has the authority in law to administer the pieces of legislation that is there will do what is right in the interest of the people of Dominica. Matthias Peltier, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Wayne James. Well said. Dominica, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. A lot of things to consider here. A lot of things to consider. All right, we're going to come back, Dominica. We are going to come back. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around. I'm not a computer expert, but somebody sent me some information to suggest that the front end of that system would involve, let me read it there, the voter portal, mobile app, registration forms, status check, and polling information, election official dashboard, login ID verification, etc., etc. And the back end, as Mr. James just spoke about, would involve the central voter database, the data validation and cross checks, duplicate detection, security, business rules, age, residency, etc. Also involve the audit logs, backup and recovery systems. So maybe somebody in technology can actually break it down for me for a little more. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? On the telephone.
Mr. Spencer, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, sir, yes?
But I have no great burning desire to be hated, no addictive urges to be loved, though they are both happening simultaneously and life is all about balance. I give thanks. I give thanks to Wayne, I give thanks to Hillary, I give thanks to you, Matt. I give thanks to everybody that involved in the whole equation. And even those who that are playing the dirty games, Matt, with all the machinations. Not did I hear, and I've heard it already, but I think maybe, I don't know if Wayne insinuated it, that the opposition should get the act together, Matt, to get money, to give ID to the supporters, Matt. Have you heard that? And did somebody insinuated that, Matt?
Yes, I think, yes, they should get themselves together, yes, to raise some funds to give the people ID. I think, Mr.
Matt, are we mad? Are we mad or stupid or extremely naive and ignorant, Matt? I heard you play the thing there. You said it was America thing, but it goes perfectly. It fits in parallel, it dovetailed into our present predicament, Matt. Matt moves sort of pay, fella. Well, Matt, what happened to Dominicans? The chlorinated water that makes us stupid, man, Matt. That's why I was calling for revolution. Whatever form of revolution it takes, Matt, to confront that, Matt. If you in a democracy and government, or if it's criminals that in government, whichever one, Matt, that are making provisions for people who support them to be ID'd so they can be reconfirmed, move away from registration conveniently, psychologically, and then to hell with those who don't support us. What is that? Another blatant, another clear stealing of elections, Mark. But that is madness. You cannot allow Skerrit and his gang to get away with that. I listened to Duncan talking about, well, you know, with everything everything has to evolve to accommodate a democracy. Duncan, do you believe in evolution? If everything has to evolve, do you believe in evolution? Not since Duncan take his original position and he made all his promises. Have Duncan ever made any public statement prior to that one he's making, Matt?
Not that I remember.
But Matt, no. All everybody can remember is when Duncan declared he taking the position and then he made promises. Everybody saying, well, where is Duncan? Duncan say he would do this. Duncan say he would do that. Duncan ride into the sunset. And you know everybody selling passports, Matt. So they do not want to get Kennedy. Matt, you know about President Kennedy and his brother?
Tell me what you're talking about.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So everybody has to just fall in line. I am saying, Matt, that is a manner of madness that has to be confronted. Thompson, Joshua, who's the other one again? What's the other party name again? Bosso and them Freedom. Any other. But I don't need to consolidate all your effort. And Dominica, what we haven't got right now is leadership. I believe when man like Earl Williams, Hector Spaggs John, even Mr. Linton, all of them man that could say, yo, look, we're doing A, B, and C. We go in Ozo. We go in Salisbury. We go in Marigot. Matt Mapakatan, I was about to say Patak, but I can say that on the radio. I know nothing where mobilization is concerned, and Skerrit is in his comfort zone, Matt, just manipulating, lying. The brother said that he have never seen him at a meeting where the commission is concerned, Matt. But my brother, an octopus doesn't have to be to the distance in which its tentacles can go and do work, you know. So Skerrit controls and manipulates everything. So he doesn't necessarily have to be there. So he said he do not think the commission can wiggle its way out of what time 15? The 15th of this month, Matt?
October, yes.
But he just supposed to give money, they say, but he telling them, no matter what, come hell or high water, you cannot wiggle yourself from that deadline. And look, the brother is saying, when he's saying, the people are not trained, that is not, and the ID and everything. And if the ID is so suitable, why not make it public? Not can you source a picture of it?
Well, I think somebody sent me one, but it's not very clear. But I want to get a copy.
Everything, Matt, everything. It's a game. It's a maneuvering. It's a machination, and you figure out you can play the best game, so you steal, not win. And they have been stealing elections for a couple election cycles now, and we are going to stay there. We already stayed there and watched them and talk about reconfirmation. When you have thousands of people that are registered and the records are there to prove it, now you're telling me if I haven't got an ID, I cannot reconfirm. But you're making provisions for people who you can confirm that support you for them to be reconfirmed, making passport, making ID for them. By Dominican, it's something drastic, Matt, and too much dumb cowards in that land.
All right, it's 2:10 in the afternoon. $2.11. Somebody says anyone with common sense should know the Labour Party should not have been spearheading the electoral reform process. Dominican stood idle and did nothing. Good afternoon to you. From the onset, Hillary has informed the Dominican public that the entire electoral process is rigged and they should protest the matter. How can I, all the way in California, remember him raising his concerns and Dominicans residing there did nothing? Let me stay there. Let them stay there and talk. It seems that there's where Dominicans are strong in talking. That's a message here. In the afternoon, it's 2:12. Hello, talk to me. Sorry, I missed that phone call. Let's go to the other phone call. Hello, yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, what about a new voter who just turned 18 and wants to register? Does that process remain the same?
I suspect it does. I suspect it does once you have the proper.
So it has nothing with the reconfirmation process. Matt?
No. I'm saying no.
It has nothing to do with it. I find it very interesting. So what do you need now? Nothing has changed. You can just go and register as a voter without ID as a new voter. That's a question that comes to my mind. If nothing in the law was changed, because I don't think you needed any ID to vote, to register before. So if a new voter now can just go and register without ID, but of course not that. I know you might not be answering this adequately or accurately. But these
But
are
I'll find out more. I'll find out more if you need more confirmation on that. Yes.
please,
Okay.
please, because I find it very interesting that nothing has been said about that. But that type of registration, which is a new voter registration. Thank you, man.
All right. Let's move on to the telephone. Yes. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pelte.
Yes.
I am just listening and sometimes I'm so sad.
You sad? Why are you sad?
All this kind of commotion going on there. But I just want to tell man, all those are making their plans, all what they're doing. Remember the Tower of Babel. They were planning, they were doing what they want and think they escape the eyes of God. God does not slumber, he doesn't sleep. He's there taking note of everything that is happening. You know how he sees the land? He said, I see the nation as a drop of water in a bucket. He see the people as grasshopper. In the book of Isaiah chapter 40, if you read it, you'll see, and you'll see the concurrency. He said that the grass withers, you know, and he said that the flowers and the word of God endure forever. Let man make all what they can and think they're hiding from man, but they can't hide from God. Mr. Peltier, I'm telling you, one of these days you'll see God step in, and you'll remember, I always tell you, God will say, hear the thunder and the light and all this thing going, God is speaking. That is God's means the truth. One of these days you'll remember me. All the warnings I send. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much as well. Let's see if we can take a few voice notes. You know, people have been sending voice notes. Let's see if we can get to a few of them this afternoon. You know, everybody wants to give their share of their viewpoint in the afternoon. Let's see if we can take this one there. Let's see. Try to be very short. Thank you very much.
Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning or good afternoon. Let's
Good afternoon
Good afternoon to you. Yes.
to you, Matt. Matt, this morning I maybe call about, I'm not exaggerating, you know, Matt, about 16 times.
Wow.
But to know of it. And I sent a voice note, and I almost persuaded that it did never air. But I understand you cannot air every voice note. Although I make a plea in my bed for the first time.
Make your point.
But Matt, I listened to Mr. Hillary Shillingford. And Matt, one of the things he said, I'm ready to be part of is to contribute, Matt. But Mr. Hillary Shillingford, let me ask you, that idea you gave is a brilliant one. And I think if all of us in the diaspora, overseas rather, I don't know if I pronounce that word good, all of us that are overseas, if we are really concerned about our country, money will be collected to help people to get the ID. But Mr. Hillary Shillingford, do you know whether or not that when that happened, before this happened, this man can call election? Mr. Hillary Shillingford, do you know whether or not when the idea you give to us today, when it take place, and I believe it will take place, Mr. Shillingford, but do you know whether the person who in charge of Social Security going to say the machine down, you know, working? Lord have mercy on us in Dominica. Mr. James, I listen to you as well. Let me say this to you. You know better than me, but you're a professional man. I'm a leprosy. But have you ever seen in your lifetime under this regime that common sense will prevail or have prevailed under the administration? No, the answer is no. Matt, I'm asking again. We did not hear anything or heard anything about confirmation or reconfirmation since Parliament passed the laws. But all of a sudden we're hearing about it, and we're hearing it's going to commence on the 15th of this month. I say 7 days, but I think those who are professional take away rather Saturday and Sunday. So the man says 5 days, and I agree, 5 working days. But with the same breath they're saying, if you do not, your name is not on the voters list as of May 2025, you will not be able to confirm or reconfirm. So don't you believe that there are people who will come down to Dominica like me and my name may be not there, Matt? I'm asking you now. And let me ask you again, Matt. Matt, do you know whether or not that a lot of names have been lifted from that list, Matt? Lord have mercy on us. Thank you, Matt.
Well, you should check and find out, huh? Is it too early? I don't think so. Somebody who says, or who knows something about the computer system, says that it sounds like they're setting up a back door to manipulate the results. As I explained earlier, when Mr. James spoke earlier about the front end and the back end. The front end involves things like the voter portal, registration forms, status check, and polling information, election official dashboard, IDs verification, and the back end, which they say or they've claimed is not ready. But there's a rush to start the process going. The back end involves data validation, duplicates, detection, security, firewalls, etc. Business rules, age, residency. So I wonder why, the question is why they are in such a rush. And the commissioner's telling you, given the computer system, they are not. So why the rush? On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes. Yes. Good afternoon to you, sir. Good afternoon to you, yes.
You good? Yeah.
What's
Well,
that?
actually, man, what is going on? We now got to understand that process quite fairly because we've been having a few consultations or some meetings with our public people in Marigot here. We have Honorable Leonard Flinton, Delbert Paris, and Mr. Edison James giving us a fairly good understanding of what is taking place when it concerning that reconfirmation process. Now, that reconfirmation process, as we speak right now, you can register. So long as you're 18 years right now, you can go and register. Registration is open. But what we are saying here now is that to reconfirm, even though you must have a valid ID, and if you do not have a valid ID, you cannot reconfirm. But you need, what is most important is your birth certificate. Now, with your birth certificate, you can go to your Justice of Peace and you can get a picture. And with that, you must be able to reconfirm. Reconfirming is just a simple process of registering so that you can have your voter's ID, which you need pictures so that they can see that is you. And that is what we've been doing in Margaret. That is what we've been doing all the time now. So we need to understand that reconfirmation, you must have a valid ID. You cannot go with a valid, you cannot go with an old birth paper either. Your birth paper has to be a new birth paper, not the pink one, but the latest white one. And with this, you can register to your Justice of Peace with pictures, passport size pictures, and then you must be able to reconfirm. Now there's a date, specific time that it will be finished, that will be finished, and then you should be able to register. Now, after registration, it lasted until October. It's going to start now, and it should go 3 months after, so you have sufficient time. So by that time, even though your name is not on the list, you can still reconfirm. Reconfirm is just another form of registering yourself as a voter to vote in the election. So that is what we do now. Our people in our community of Margaret understand that fairly well, and it's up to the other constituencies with the parliamentarians and the parliament rep to go and teach the people, to enforce them to let them understand what is happening. So that is what they need to do. Because we in Margaret have been doing that, and the people are fairly aware of what is going on. So I don't understand what the people need to know exactly what is going on, and they need to put that out there so that the people, they need to have meetings, the parliamentarians are supposed to have meetings with the people and reconfirm them. That is what they're supposed to do. That is what we've been doing in Margaret. So our people are fairly well understand when election can come, which no election cannot call until the confirmation process is completed. So Roosevelt Skerrit can never call no election until
You sound like the Prime Minister now, my brother.
No, I'm telling you, he cannot call no election. That is why he wasn't in Parliament. He wasn't in Parliament because he know exactly what that law that all of them fight down Delbert Paris for. That is what Delbert Paris put there. He voted for that, and they know now they have to deal with that. So that is why most of them cannot even deal with that, because that is the issue. Now, Roosevelt Skerrit don't want to be a part of that because you know the predicament and the endanger, the detrimental areas which is quite required for that. So you have to ensure that no election cannot call in this country until the reconfirmation process is finished, and you shall say somewhere next year, October.
But you know the Constitution protects the Prime Minister, right?
No, apparently, my body protects him, but still applies a place where he can take imprisonment. He can go into prison for trying to call any election after that May 9th, that match.
And if he does, according to the Constitution, what would you say? What would you say?
Well, according to the Constitution and the new law which was passed on what they voted in the Parliament on the 19th year of the day, that is what required them to make sure that no election can occur. Reconfirmation and re-registration process must be completed before any election call in this country. Failure to do so, the Prime Minister must take prison. It's law.
All right, my brother. I'm not too sure I follow you though. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good. It would be the best thing for him to do, but I don't know. If the law protects him, the Constitution says he can call it when he wants. Hello, talk to me, huh?
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes,
Morning, I was very upset listening to all those Mark my role, Matt. It had my head just bamboozled. I'm more relaxed and composed now. Matt, you know what had come to my mind when I hear Hillary speaking, and I heard what's his name?
Wayne.
Mr. James speaking.
Yes.
You know what we really need right now in Dominica?
What do you need?
A Charles Savrin and Anthony Frederick Joseph and a Louis Benoit of old to make the people of Dominica stand up and say, today we closing the damn port. No work on the port. Today, nobody should work in Dominica after we listen to all donkey and store mumbo jumbo. There should be no confirmation. First communion, Father for confirmation. There should be nothing like that until everything in place the way it should be. That is what we need in Dominica, Matt. Right about now, Matt. You see all those stock we have in there? We need another Charles Angelo Savre and the Union to stand up, and the people of Dominica to stand up right about now and teach them damn people a lesson. Bye-bye.
All right, somebody's been doing some research there on Simlex, and I discovered, according to that information, that Simlex has a troubling history of corruption, malpractice, and procurement irregularities in several countries, including the Democratic Republic of Congo, Gambia, Mozambique, and international investigations have uncovered questionable dealings and financial improprieties, and therefore raise serious concerns over the company's integrity and the potential implications for Dominica's electoral process. So people are now doing their research on that company, conducting, this computer program, putting this computer program for our own elections in Dominica. The people of Dominica, this person says, the people of Dominica deserves to be informed and their position to act swiftly to safeguard our democracy. They should collaborate with other opposition leaders and civil society groups, demand full transparency on the terms and conditions of the Seamless contract, investigate the procurement process and lead to their selection, call for an independent oversight and international scrutiny of the voter ID software system being implemented at this time. So let's take a few phone calls. Yes, we have a stop at 2:45. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Matt, didn't the Roosevelt Skerrit administration take several members of the opposition party to court, and a process that lasted for how many years, Matt? 10, 11, how many? Somewhere around that area. I believe we should consult with the lawyers and take them to court. Court for court, Matt. Take them to court. That should slow them down. That should make them do things right. Roosevelt Skerrit cried a whole hallelujah when he heard that the UWP was taking them to court for that last matter. Mr. Mr. Fontaine told us about it. But Roosevelt Skerrit did not like it one bit. The fact that he is now before the court. If it warrants it, and the lawyers believe there's a good chance, they should make a case against this commission or against whoever it is that is rolling this cocoa macaque on us. Put them before the court and let's see what the court decides. Thank you, man.
All right, 449-3095. 2:28 is the afternoon time. Hello, yes. Talk on the block.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Matt, and to your listeners.
Matt,
I'm listening to everything, and I know for a fact, for a very long time, that Roosevelt Skerrit and his cabal will do everything in their power, Matt, to make sure that they win. They have a committee, Matt, which sits monthly and to try and make sure they win. And after every election, they continue looking to see what they can do to make sure they win the next election. They will try to disenfranchise a good percentage of the voters, namely people who do not support them. And they are trying that again. And Shima, they are still trying to bring Bajans and Vincentians and people from Suriname to come and live in Dominica for 2 weeks or whatever to register so that they can vote. All that they are doing. But as the last caller said, what we just need to do, take the commission to court and make sure that the commission can give us a proper report and for us to get a proper registration. Because I know that there are a lot of people who do not even have the $20 to go to Social Security, and not to go to Social Security and get a printout of their Social Security card, or to get those papers. But that's going to put the system on at Social Security and at the court, at the registry, under pressure to be printing out so many cards, Matt, on a short-term basis. Right? I wonder whether the Social Security and the registry is ready. They have any backup for anything of that nature. So if their machinery breaks down, whether they have cards and machines that can continue printing, right? So that I believe, yes, we should take the commission to court and ask the commission to do the right thing, Matt. And that company who is doing their thing, Matt, who is the ID card and so, you know, Roosevelt Skerrit would never go, Matt, never, ever go to get any company to do the register, the cards, that is a legit, no nonsense company. He will go for the most corrupt company out there to do what he wants to get done, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. On the telephone, as I said, somebody provided some information that seems very, legit. And you can put in your Google and do some search there and find out a little more about this company called Seamlex. They're discovering that, there are some irregularities taking place in several countries. So maybe you should do your own research and find out just what is going on. It's 2:31, yes, and validate what's just being said. Are you there, caller? Caller, are you there? No, you're not there. Of course, let's see if we can play a voice note or two. A lot of voice notes have been coming in. It's a very serious matter, Dominica. Very, very, very serious matter. Let's see if we can take this voice note at this time. Of course, yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Under our constitution, can the Prime Minister call election, or does the Constitution ask him to advise the President? No. If the President disagrees, does the President have to take that advice or go by what the Prime Minister says? Does the President, within his or her right, of course, with other circumstances, honesty, transparency, justice, and whatever, all other good qualities, does the President have the right to say, well, now it's late time for election, and nolly procs that advice from any Prime Minister?
I'm laughing because do you expect the President to say no to the Prime Minister? That would be the good thing to do, but do you really expect that? Just a question to you, huh? Since when you have heard any president say no? That's one cock will grow teeth in Dominica. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes?
Not when cock grows tooth. When Roosevelt Skerrit, if and when Roosevelt Skerrit becomes president of this country, you will see a whole different type of behavior in the president, which is totally unprecedented. Because when you read the Constitution, the caller has a point. It is based on advice.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a demand. And as you said, you've not seen a president not take that advice. But he can. He can. And when Roosevelt Skerrit, if and when he becomes president, you will see him wielding unconventional powers in the seat of the president. And he would not be able to be challenged.
That's if and when. But for now, I don't think so. But anyway, we have to make a stop in a few minutes. Hello, talk to me. Yes?
Hello?
How are you, sir? How are
Hello?
you? Yes, hello.
Good, thank you.
How are you? Yes.
Good, thank you.
Make the point.
Mr. President,
Yes. I'm here, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, the train has left the station. Dominica is not a democratic country. Only on paper, Dominica is a democratic country. In fact, Dominica is a socialist country.
We have lost you. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Just a question. Does the Social Security provide cards for non-contributors, that is, I mean, unemployed people?
We'll have to ask that question to Social Security. I think once you pay your $20, you might be able to get a card. But we can ask the question that you know, if they're not contributors, maybe they should be a member of the Social Security to get a card. So we'll find out. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Oh boy.
Good afternoon, Matt. Before I say what I have to say on your radio, what's the minimum wage in Dominica? Find out for me, please, Matt. The minimum wage per person.
Okay.
An hour. A hourly rate pay. The minimum wage.
It should have gone up by the 1st
I
of
had a
October.
talk with a labor right there, and he want to tell me about minimum wage gone up to $10 an hour.
No, not yet.
But even if minimum wage gone up to $10 an hour, I still ain't saying nothing. They're cutting nothing. Believe me, because things don't get too expensive.
But you're off the topic, my brother. You're off the topic. We're not talking minimum wage at this time. So maybe sometime we'll address, because I heard the Prime Minister said, you know, they were supposed to implement the minimum wage, but there have been some changes. In the last news conference, I'll get that information for you. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Not finally.
Please, yes.
But you see why Skerrit give them another 3 months acting, JJ and Corbett, Matt? You heard it, no, Matt?
I heard about Corbett. I'm not sure I heard about JJ.
Yeah, the both of them, they extended their acting role for about another 3 or 4 months. I think it's 3 months. So Skerrit is there, my brother, ruling with an iron fist. And he manipulates, he's skillfully controlling and determining everything that happens in that country. And you have grown men like Corbett and JJ and all great men. You have people on the commission, the Electoral Commission, who selling passports, and they don't want to end up like John F. Kennedy, so they just have to go with the flow. I am saying, Matt, that level of abuse, if those people that are aspiring to be leaders of this country.
But make the link between JJ and Corbett there, because you won that point there a minute ago. So make that link between keeping them as acting commissioner.
No, but I'm just saying, when you're that lawless, Matt, you have to protect your back. I am showing you Skerrit is that lawless, so he does not want anybody in any confirmed position having to do with the national security, Matt. So no wonder he called Blackmore lazy, let him go, then they have him now act. It's like act to Blackmore is acting. That is the connection I'm making them at. So I am saying, Matt, those who are aspiring to be leaders and can sit down there, whatever that have them so physically and mentally and politically paralyzed, Matt, by not taking any drastic measures having to do with mobilizing the people to rise up against these criminals, Matt. That's how they just surrender. Just say, leave us. And not them young people, them young men, they just giving CO. But plenty of us, we are exiting. Or you're coming. When you open your mouth, it's kung fu and martial arts and Navy SEALs and snipers, because it's not all about you that the Navy SEALs and snipers. All you will be facing. So all about you, these politicians that sit down talking garbage every time for action. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominica. We've got to go, though. We have a stop for the next few minutes here, right here. So stick around. We'll continue that conversation. Very interesting conversation. And I'm sure you're going to do your own investigation as to the company, yeah? So we will find out a little more and come back to you maybe tomorrow. So stick around, Dominica. This is the talk. On the block, we're taking a break for commercial sake, and we'll come back. We're going to, of course, talk to Mr. Heston Charles.
Q95 FM has taken the responsibility to carry on the legacy of educating and sensitizing the nation on the greatest gift left to us by our ancestors, the Creole language. Q95 FM has pledged full support to the special Creole language consultation organized by Creole Handbook in collaboration with the University of the West Indies Global Campus, the Comité pour Études Creole, alias Français and other partners. The theme, legitimizing Creole from vernacular to vehicle of identity, education and development. Scheduled for the University of the West Indies Global Campus, Thursday, October 16th from 10 a.m. This consultation will bring together educators, linguists, cultural elders, and policymakers from Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Lucia, Haiti, and Trinidad to examine the future of Creole in Dominica and the wider Caribbean. Changez tout le monde! Watch la masala with Piseka plus belle à Kaila.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till your flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Are you ready to get imbued with a sense of tradition, culture, and talent? Well, it's the Madam Wapniet pageant, and the 4 lovely women will be vying for the 2025 title. Messe Vinuet Talo, Vinuet Dam, and Vinuet Gum, with Virginia Menz representing Louvier and Waterhouse, Cynthia Talbot representing Fischler, Angelica Gaspar representing Casperos, and Evelyn Blanc representing Granby and Maho. It promises to be an exciting night at the Old Mill Cultural Center, Wednesday, October 22nd from 8 p.m. Tickets are $50 standing, $6 on covered sitting, and $70 for covered sitting. Tickets available at Bullseye Pharmacy and the Old Mill Cultural Center. It's the 2025 Madam Wapniet pageant. This event is sponsored by Mapao Entertainment Center, House of Lorraine, Madam Wapniet Canada, and the National Bank of Dominica.
The Ladies Academy class of 74-75 Alumni Reunion Committee presents one of the most highly anticipated cultural events of the year, the SMA All Boys Concert. A star-studded night of music, culture, and brotherhood on Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. at the St. Gerard Hall. 10 Sunday Simeon and 10 Case of Republic of Dominica. King Daddy. The sensational Chalet of Single Band. Award-winning Mr. Reach across the bridge. King Daddy Chess, multi-talented King Bob. Tell Slim so I could live for that club. John of Vino Menfeld, Shadow Throw, Golden Fingers Philip, County of Serenade, Tahina, Alex and Laron, Kenny the Ghost Williams, Peter Letta, Calvin Senators, Bravo. A night of case of Cadaslim so reggae, Muyopo, and world music. Tickets in advance, $50. Special students price, $25 only at Exit. Partners include Navigator, Bertrand Company, DBS Radio, Carrier FM, Q95 FM, Dominican News Online, Push Past 10, the TDN Radio, Harris Academy, UWI Campus Dominica, Dominican Public Service Union, Damian Ballot, and other SMA alumni, Milo Services, Defects, Moonzai, Dominican Lotteries Commission, Central Cooperative Credit Union, and more. This landmark concert celebrates the extraordinary contributions of SMA alumni who have become icons to Dominican's rich cultural heritage and the regional and international stage. Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. St. German's Hall. St. Mary's Academy past and present students. Support your alma mater.
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him with. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To park I expect him, why? When I get him up here for Palais, I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
All right, Dominica, we're here and we continue here in the afternoon. This is Talk on the Block. My friend, Mr. Heston Charles, what do I refer to him as? A coach, a commentator, a salesman. He's everything in one. So, a pastor. But he's here, of course, and he'll be paying tribute to a footballer this Friday, deceased. And later down, we'll talk about the Small Goal Football League to take place in La Pointe sometime later. So let's say good afternoon to Pastor. Good afternoon to you. I'm not too sure how to refer to you these days. You're everything, Esther. How you doing?
Yes, Matt. It's always a pleasure to be with you. A pleasure to grace your listeners with my voice. I try to keep it positive. I try to be solution oriented.
That's the attitude.
Because I believe if you invite complaint to your home, by the time you look, complaint will bring his whole family.
You're right about that.
So it's good to be with you. We are going to be laying to rest, giving a very momentous send-off to the late Connie Lugay. Everybody in Dominica should know Connie Lugay. Connie Lugay is from the community of Pottersville. Used to play for Potters. In those days, Potters had a formidable team. Those guys played very good football. He also played cricket as well, especially softball. I'm here in my capacity as president, organizer
See what I mean?
of softball on the island of Dominica. And indeed, our hearts are sad. We lament the loss of a true soldier, Matt. This man was a sports icon. Actually, we nicknamed him the Godfather of softball.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the Godfather of softball. And he was the key reason why we were able to use Lindo Park every time we were staging softball tournament. I mean, from since 2000, 25 years now, I've been involved in softball, 25 years. And Connie would come to the playing field, Matt, and you swear like Connie is deputy organizer. You think he's the deputy president. In his vehicle have stumps, balls, and even extra sneakers in case. He has bats, everything. And he is the type of sportsman, Matt, you will never hear his voice. He would never complain with an umpire. He would never complain with a referee.
So he's more an organizer.
And that's who Connie was. And he will be truly missed. Hence the reason why I am here to encourage all sports enthusiasts, all footballers, if you can get your shirt to represent. The shirts are only $45. And the funeral service will be brought by Big Edge for those who cannot attend. Big Edge has been our sponsors for more than 10 years and counting, sponsoring softball. And they have decided that they will come on board and sponsor the broadcast. Let me say good afternoon to Mr. Billy Doctrove. And thanks again for coming on board to sponsor live coverage of the funeral service of the late Connie Lugay.
It almost sounds like a state funeral.
Yes. We actually, the family has asked the cricketers to have a guard of honor. So what we have decided is that we print in shirts. You can get your shirts at Prince and by Ozan, opposite the Buffett State bus stop, where the late night, that's where our office is to be.
The late speaker.
The late speaker of the house.
Okay.
Yes, that's where you can get your t-shirts. Only $45. And right now we're crunch time. Today is Wednesday. So you need to get your t-shirts now.
The funeral is on Friday.
Funeral is at Friday, 2:30. 2:30 at the People's, you know that church, Matt? Everyone in Rosa should know that church. The People's Pentecostal Church. The late Bill Daniel was the one who enhanced that church and enlarged it. And it has become a popular church in the community of Roseau, the People's Pentecostal Church. And this is where Connie Lugay is well known. If you speak to all the Lugays, he's one of the most popular Lugays on the island of Dominica. And certainly, we really want to give him a respectable send-off come Friday afternoon from 2:30.
So where are we with softball cricket? We still going somewhere with that?
Why, Matt, I believe it's divine ordinance that have you asking me that question. Honestly.
Okay.
It's providential that you're asking me this. Because this is one of the things that grieve Connie. We having access to the Lindo Park playing field to play softball. What we decided is that we're going to stage softball in the night because the lighting right now has been installed in Lindo Park for probably 3 years now. They have installed the lighting. So we felt in order not to conflict or to in any way impede the hardball, we said, let's play softball in the night. It's not a good idea, Matt.
True.
People can come out in the evening and
socialize.
Play and socialize.
Instead of watching TV and Netflix.
Exactly. Get out of the house and come out in the evening and come and watch some good, wholesome cricket at the Lindo Park playing field.
So what has happened?
We wrote to them, Matt, Sobers, I know you might not feel too good that I taking this to the radio, but truth be told, the president said to us, that shouldn't be a problem because we before they rehabilitate the playing field, Matt, they did some, work on it. They put track for people to run and all these kind of things for people to exercise, but they removed the pitch. So we said to them, okay, we would not.
Was there a reason for that, though?
Well, there are some persons on that committee that they don't like cricket. I think that's the best way I could put it. I try to find a diplomatic way to express their feelings on cricket. But they told me straight, take my cricket and bring it elsewhere. I can call their name, Matt.
So could we say the same? I'm just making a reference. Could we say the same for the Windsor Park Stadium? Would you say they don't like football? Because more cricket has been enhanced there or promoted at the Windsor Park Stadium instead of football.
Well, the Windsor Park, the Windsor Park, if you notice they have the Billy Doctrove stand.
Yes.
They have the Irving Shillingford stand. You know footballer yet to know.
Thank you. I just brought that.
That tells you a lot.
It tells you something.
It tells you something. Not but Philip stand. You understand? The Adam Sanford stand.
No Coco Shoe stand.
You never hear Coco Shoe stand, or Michael George stand.
Alan Toussaint
stand. you see where I'm going with that discussion. So that tells the story. But Lindo Park has been a multi-purpose playing field for many years. Since when I was going to college. I attended college in 1990, and we used to go and play cricket there in my college days. And we played a lot of softball cricket at the Lindo Park playing field. And it is sad that right now we planned the league and we could not start, Matt, because we were told.
So what's going to happen now?
Well, the death of Connie Luge has given me even a bigger idea.
An impetus.
Yeah, it's given me, thank you. It gave me an impetus. Thank you, Matt. And so consequently, I decided that we will have a T10, a Connie Luge T10 competition.
Oh, nice.
A Connie Luge T10 competition.
In his name.
Right,
true.
So that now, the Goodwill Improvement Committee or whatever name they call themselves, right now they wouldn't have a choice because Connie has been a stakeholder in that committee.
So who do you have to convince to get the games rolling?
Well, right now we have some persons on the executive. For them, they don't want cricket at Lindo Park. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to start playing cricket. 2 persons cannot stop cricket. It's 2 persons, Matt.
So they accuse you of breaking the laws.
Well, Matt.
Their laws.
Because you see, at the end of the day, we're speaking about young people, getting them off the street.
Yeah.
You know, they have deviant behaviors, they have antisocial behavior. Some of them get into drugs and some of them get into violence. Just name it. It's a long list.
Right.
And so cricket is a wholesome sport. And so to engage our young people, we actually contributing to the community. So if you say you're a development committee, you should embrace us running a cricket league there.
So you'd approach the board sometimes?
Yes. Certainly, I'm going to go back to that board. I'm going to write to them again and say to them that we are going to stage a T10 Connie Luge tournament beginning immediately after the independent season. So we let to rest Connie Luge, and we asking all cricketers to get your t-shirt at Prince by Ozan, opposite the Buffett State bus stop. It's $45. Come and represent. And we're asking cricketers to come with their bats because the family wants a guard of honor with cricketers holding their bats up as they seek to give a respectable send-off.
Good gesture.
Yeah, to the late Connie Luge. 2:30 Friday. That's this Friday. This Friday, Matt. It's not the next Friday. This Friday, the 10th of October, 2025.
Well, we wish you the best.
Yes, I have to say thanks to Big Edge for coming on board with us to ensure that we are able to bring live coverage of this very special event.
There's another major activity you're
Yes,
planning.
Matt, that is the one that you need to show up. I need to see you with your football boots and your shin guard.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to have the Matt Peltier team.
You mean the ball tricks team?
The ball tricks team. Oh! Let me say good afternoon to Maudlin. Maudlin Long, good afternoon to you. We the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Port Michelle, we felt we have a role to play.
Okay.
And so we are staging an event under the theme, End It Now. We're looking to end the violence. We're looking to end, the lack of ambition.
Okay.
We're looking to end, the drugs, it's a long list of things that we want to end, Matt. Antisocial behavior, deviant behavior. And Matt, you would know that we have this going on in our community where our young boys, they're dropping off from secondary school. We have a long line, a long list of school drop-off. So we are not only that, we want to end substance abuse. Substance abuse has been something that is affecting our young people, especially the drugs, Matt. And they want to mix the cannabis with the white lady. I shouldn't say white lady, it will sound like a racist. But the white powder.
The white powder.
The white powder.
White powder.
They want to mix it. And what the doctors are saying when those guys mix that, it send them west. And so at the AP, if you can call Dr. Wallace now, Matt.
Yeah, and it's mental weekend.
Call her now. You can speak to her. They don't have space for some of these young people that ended up being victims.
Are we seeing an increase on the streets?
An increase on the streets. So we want to help Port Michelle. As a church, we recognize that we don't only have to preach for people.
You have a responsibility.
We have a responsibility to help build the community, to help save the community. So we recognize these young men, they like their football. And for a long time, Port Michelle has not seen a football tournament. When last has Port Michelle seen a football tournament?
A football league.
So we have in a small goal festival, Matt. Small goal from 11 o'clock in the morning. It's small goal.
From what age, though? Is there age range?
Yes, from the time you can kick a ball from the age of 12.
So you separate the group?
Yeah, from the age of 12, come with your team. We'll put you in your own zone. Come with your team. Teams of 7, but it's a 5-man game.
Okay.
It's a 5-man game, but teams of 7. So pick your team of 7. You can call me. If you're listening to me now, I know plenty people, Lapwet people listening to you, man. I know from the time you come on in the morning, I know you have the whole of Port Michelle on listening to you, and I myself listen to you. And again, I always commend you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to again give you your flowers. And that is the truth. You are the most connected broadcaster we have in Dominica.
Thank you, Eston. Thank you.
And they cannot take that away from you. Something happened in St. Martin, within minutes you're there. Something happened in Antigua, within minutes you're there. You like a Dan Radawi? It's the truth. And I'm not saying that to flatter you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fact.
You've always been saying that.
I've always been saying to you that you are one of the most resourceful broadcasters that we are. And the country relies on you to know what's going on.
But as I said, I would say, if it's true, you'll hear it on cue, right?
So let the truth be told.
So what's the objective of this exercise? And
the main objective of this exercise is the bottom line is to bring these young men in a setting.
Okay.
So we are using this football as a net to pull these young men and have them in that setting, and we're going to be speaking to them.
Okay.
And we're going to have people like Claude Wicks to speak to them. Yes, we're going to have people like Claude Wicks. We're going to have people like Lester Guy. I'm sure you know of Lester Guy.
I know Lester.
Who will be speaking to these guys, having a nice rap with them and hoping that we can capture their thinking, hoping that we can influence those guys to change their direction. Because our young men have become an endangered species, Matt. Too many young men dying, too many. And our young men there, do you know the seed come from the man? Matt, without your father, there's not a Peltier. There's no Matt Peltier without a Matthias. So what if somebody had killed Matthias at 10 or 12 or 13? There's no Matt.
Good question.
And we need to look at the implications of when a young man is murdered. A generation that is gone there, man. So we have generations going to the grave. And hence I had to minister on the topic, Matt, and I'm hoping that you can play it come tomorrow or morning or Friday morning. I had to minister on the topic, a nation intoxicated, trapped under a dark cloud of death and destruction. Dominica is intoxicated, Matt, and I make no apologies for this. This country is an intoxicated country. And we are of the view.
So too much fat then.
Oh, but Matt, that's why I needed to come preach with me. I needed to come minister with me, because this is you see we have an obsession with faith, and we would spend indiscriminately, Matt, without discretion when it comes to our faith. Everything else we say, listen to your callers every day, calling you and telling you corn beef expensive, that expensive. Not one of them will call you and tell you the fat expensive. Have you ever had a caller call you and tell you, well, look, in our fat.
As a matter of fact, I heard people are already putting their money, thousands aside for a carnival band.
Here you go. Not one Dominican citizen would ever challenge the price of a fete. Not one. Whether they have the money or not, they will take a loan. As a matter of fact, the financial institutions of Dominica
now recognize that. So
they recognize all people like FET. They will give you loan for FET.
Heston hitting it on the head, boy.
But that has become the priority of all people.
Fact.
But the Bible, see what the Bible says, be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, seeking to kill and to steal and to destroy, seeking to devour you. What does your adversary look for when you are drunk? When you are drunk, you cannot think clearly. Your mental faculties, they become weak. And so as a result of this, we have a country where our people need to understand that fetting cannot bring a solution to this country. Or people say, oh, we have to free up. When you free up, then what next? And we have the opinion, Matt, and you know, gone are the days, Matt, I'm sure you remember the golden days, where to entertain yourself, you could just go and play sports.
Oh, yes. From 6 to 6?
From 6 to 6, you could play sports, and you were entertained. Right now, sports cannot entertain all people. Huh? I heard the Prime Minister saying, and I don't know if people picked it up in the press conference, the Lindo Park, the Windsor Park is there. And from the time it has been there, it has staged more FET than sports. Shame on us. So all the people that are organizing things, Matt, to put in the Windsor Park, hardly any of them go in there and say, you know something? You see that basketball court that there? I'm going to organize a basketball tournament. Because the court is there. How much does it take to organize a basketball tournament at the Windsor Park Stadium? Even on the court itself, you can do small goal match right there. Right there on the court. So sometimes we put a lot of blame on the government, but we have those facilities. And we are more inclined to have and Matt, you remember those days, and I'm glad you gave me half an hour. You remember those days when you had FET La Salette, FET St. Anne, FET St. Peter's. It used to be like a holy convocation.
A community stuff.
A community stuff. Where you come, you get your fish, you get your local cuisine. It used to be people will bring their whole family to those events. Those events no longer has a spiritual component to it, you know. Those events have become saturated with CO. So every time people hear about FET La Salette, FET, all they want to know which band that playing, you know. They don't want to know about going to church. This feast used to be about you go to church, the priest pray for you, they bless you. That's what it used to be, right? It's no longer that. So we're in trouble, bro. We're in trouble in it, and I'm calling on Dominicans. We need to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, Matt. We have become reckless. We have become insane. We have become intoxicated. We are drunk.
We're drunk on CO.
Yes. And every songwriter these days is more rum and more rum and more. You know any songs, man?
I don't want to sing it to you this afternoon. Oh boy.
And although the policymakers they jack up the price on the rum and nobody cried.
Still selling.
The rum still selling. The rum still selling. And you know
they say it's one of the ways they have in freeing up the stress that they have.
So what happened to running on the field? What about going to swim? That's not free up anymore, Matt. You remember those days when the waves are high.
and your hair will turn red during the summer.
And you remember those days?
Oh yes.
When we'd throw a line in the sea to see we catch Mako shot, and then use the Mako shot to catch a cow. Matt, what happened to those days? That used to be nice free up. When we'd go by the bay, Matt, carry our hood with our breadfruit in a bag, and we by the bay, we roasting 10, 15 bread. Matt, do you remember those days?
Of course, we remember this.
And as we roasting breadfruit, we roasting fish.
And you have the little, what do you call it, the little crabs.
Shell crabs.
Yep.
Holding shell crabs.
Tutulu.
Tutulu used to cook. Back Tutulu.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
And you had some, what do you call it? You boil the bananas in a little tin.
And Dominica was a nice place. Everybody was talking to everybody. Nobody was checking freedom there, but it didn't have that much. No, we have become, we have become so toxic in our hatred, in our jealousy, and hence we have created an avenue for
the callers are taking over. The
callers taking over. You cannot wear a red shirt, you can't wear a blue shirt. What has happened to us? We're losing. Listen, we're losing the true culture of this country. Matt, I am saying to Dominicans, listen to me carefully. If we continue with this, Matt, no government can save us. Remember I tell you that. Because a politician is not going to against what you like to do, The politician is a psychologist. You understand me? He know you're making demand for that.
He feeds your appetite.
He feeds your appetite. Do you think the politician will come and say no carnival? When he knows that you like, he'll give you carnival. Because he knows that you like. Every time you get a little money, the first thing you're thinking about is party. He'll give you party. People, listen to me. Our people buying alcohol more than food.
They have to be stocked up for the independence, boy.
Yeah.
But that's not, we don't have too much time. So I want to go back to I think you can go on and on and on. Speaking of the intoxication of
our people. And listen, it's not only alcohol, politically intoxicated. Really, justly because a lot of them pastors don't talk to each other. They're intoxicated with their opinion on what their church believes, so they cannot join with that one for the kingdom. So no religious movement will work or collaborate with another religious movement for the kingdom. You're not going to see that until Jesus comes.
And we all worshiping the same God. That's very true.
You understand what I'm saying? So if those who are should be the spiritual leaders of the island, they are not able to come together. You think it's the politicians that can ever come together, Matt? Think about it.
It's a preaching pastor.
You understand me? If the spiritual leaders of this country, they malign each other, you understand me? For supremacy, and we go into the same heaven. We should be going to the same heaven.
We're going the same 6 feet.
We're going the same 6 feet. So we are religiously intoxicated. We are politically intoxicated. We're in trouble.
Well, we have just about 4 minutes, Hector. I tell you, if we have to continue, it'll be for a very, very, very long time. But let's come back to the football in Port Michelle.
Football in Port Michelle. From 10 o'clock, we want to see all the callers. Go and buy a shirt. Just buy a shirt and represent your team.
So you don't have to have one particular shirt.
No. Just ensure that if it can be a wristband you use for your teammates. What we want to do is to get these young men doing something positive, Matt. Apart from putting up on the block, or they call it the block, and just wasting time. We're going to get somewhere for you to put your energies.
Is there a registration?
Yes.
Fee?
No fee. No. Just come. And we'll be giving trophies. We'll be giving incentives. You're not just coming up there and we're going to thank you for coming. We'll be giving incentives. Our church, we put everything in place and we have trophies ready. We even have water for these guys. We want them to know that they will be refreshed. So we're going to make sure that this event is well executed on Sunday. Even Sophia, people from Sophia listening to me, if you have a football team, call me 616, the footballers from Sophia. Loubier, call me 616-4229. We want to make this a district affair. We want to bring back, and we're hoping that Matt will create a platform to resurrect sports in Port Michel.
We need the legs back.
We need it back. We need it back. You understand? So as a church, we recognize that our role is not just to preach to people. We have to meet them where they are. And that's what we're doing. We're meeting them where they are, and we're finding a way to mingle with them, hear from them, and at the same time, impact on their lives.
I always say, and you can take an instruction as well. It's never good to talk down to them. Talk with them.
Talk with them.
Talk with them. And meet them halfway.
Meet them halfway. So I call it on Kunta. Martino Kunta.
Oh, yes.
I call it on Kunta. I call it on Huskel. And the likes, you all know yourselves, Come out with your team. Mobilize the guys, Matt, Even you, the ball tricks. Or you call it the ball tricks? I call it on coverage.
I'll come on one condition if Raymond George, the bus driver, is there.
Raymond? Boy, let me tell you, I think Raymond will give you a drink for calling his name.
It was his birthday last week. So,
yeah, he's an October born.
Yeah, he celebrated. So yeah, he's a Bosta guy.
Yes.
I'll come on that. He also is the best defender. Let's see what
the best defender I ever passed in La Puerta.
Let's see what he gives. Anyway, as we wrap it up now.
Matt, thank you so much.
All right.
From 10 o'clock, Sunday the 12th of October.
Yes.
All roads leads to Port Michel. Action for your satisfaction. The appropriate occasion for your emotions. You just can't afford to miss it. If you're planning to die, please postpone your funeral. The place to be is at the Port Michel Playing Field Football, Small Golf Football Festival.
Heston Charles.
I'm Beauty Gear. First produced and mixed, prepared daily. Hot and cold kitchen, ready to go meal. Sandwiches, salads, and desserts at your fingertips. Easy access, located on the bayfront and and our staff are approachable and ready to assist. Have you figured out who we are? You got it. Fresh out one star. Fresh out.
Are you ready to get imbued with a sense of tradition, culture, and talent? Well, it's the Madame Wappiette pageant, and 4 lovely women will be vying for the 2025 title. Mr. Vinuet Talon, Vinuet Dam, or Vinuet Gum, with Virginia Mint representing Louvier and Waterhouse, Cynthia Talbot representing Fischler, Angelica Gaspar representing Gasparus, and Evelyn Blanc representing Granby and Maho. It promises to be an exciting night at the Old Mill Cultural Center, Wednesday, October 22nd from 8 p.m. Tickets are $50 standing, $6 on covered sitting, and $70 for covered sitting. Tickets available at Bullseye Pharmacy and the Old Mill Cultural Center. It's the 2025 Madame Wappiette pageant. This event is sponsored by Mapao Entertainment Center, House of Lorraine, Madame Wappiette Canada, and the National Bank of America.
All my life, don't even want to think of one thing you pay for the things you do. And the beat goes on, baby. My life goes on without you. Did you think that I was gonna sit around and wait for you to come back? So the beat goes on, baby. My life goes on without you. Did you think that I was gonna sit around and